Thanks, Eleanor.
Thank you.
Couple of things.
Sure.
Perpetual, has it got a patent on the process?
The renew process is patented. However, last year I entered my idea into the audacious competition that Otago runs, and I secured a potential joint venture contract with them. They would help us set up a processing facility.
Does the process enable all the types of plastic to be munched up and turned into whatever you want them to be, or do we still have to filter out?
Unfortunately, you do still have to filter out. It allows for similar types. At the moment, it's
So what are we going to do with the unsimilar types?
You still do have that problem, yes.
Just let me clarify something. You don't need helium-3 for fusion, right?
We would need helium-3 for fusion.
There are other ways of...
There are other ways, yeah. You can use deuterium for a fusion reaction, but then it's not that powerful compared to helium-3 in a sense, and there's some problem with... Well, it's kind of hard to explain, but I'll try to communicate it with you. But deuterium, when using two deuterium atoms to fuse them, there's actually a neutron which is released, and they have problems containing that neutron, and that's why fusion reaction is really impossible without using, helium-3. So.
All right. Can you think of any unintended consequences of mining the moon?
Positive consequences for
well, possibly not.
Possibly not? Okay.
Hi, Hayley. My stupidity, I'm a little unclear. Are you saying it's not in all schools now? It is in all schools now.
I'm saying it's a subject that is available, but not all schools offer it.
All right. When the cars were invented and took over the world, we left it to the experts to know how they worked. Why do you think that's not the case with computers?
I think computers are such a huge subject these days. I mean, how many people do you know without a phone? You know, how many people do you know that don't use the internet?
I don't know many people without cars either.
Exactly.
But they don't know how they work necessarily.
But they have the background knowledge of how to use that car. So by giving people, teaching them how to use computers, what computer science is really, it teaches them the background knowledge of how to use a computer and different ways in which it can be applied, and makes you appreciate what you have has been created by not just one person, but thousands working together and bringing it all together to make something that the consumer loves.
Thanks, Sebastian. You didn't happen to have a chat with Hekia Parata before she left, did you?
No, I didn't.
Just quickly tell me what your apps did.
Well, I've got a number of apps.
Well, what did Quicksand do?
Quicksand's my most recent one. It
does it do?
It syncs your 50 most recently opened files with the cloud. So normally, if you're going to work or school, you've got to remember to bring your files on a USB stick or email them. With Quicksand, you can forget about that. Your 50 most recently opened files are with you wherever you go, wherever you need them.
What about Broomstick?
Broomstick clears the icons in your menu bar. On a Mac, you've got icons in your menu bar, and some apps don't behave properly, and they don't let you remove those icons. So Broomstick lets you get rid of those icons.
Are you rich beyond my wildest dreams now, then?
I wouldn't quite say that, but I have been able to buy a ticket to Paris for this Christmas, and I should be able to pay for my first year of university.
Thanks, Catherine. I'm your designated questioner.
Excellent.
My learned colleague, first of all, how crucial is the 3D concept to your presentation?
The 3D concept is definitely taking it a step further into the hypothetical. Even if you only look at already sort of known technologies such as the carbon nanotubes, there are significant potential in those areas that don't necessarily involve the 3D printing. However, it is a fascinating new aspect that we can look at that technology has given us and that is developing at such an incredible rate that it would be crazy not to use that technology wherever possible to benefit.
But as my learned colleague pointed out, 3D printing of DNA, 3D printing of cells and their chemical structure is extremely hypothetical. Accept that?
It has been done recently, like even in a couple of weeks ago in the Stuff magazine on the website, there was an article about a 3D printed liver which was implanted into a patient and is functioning. So it's definitely current. It's not purely hypothetical. There is evidence to support that it will continue to develop.
Thank you. How much would an LFTR reactor cost?
Well, essentially because your fuel is free. Now, I know this isn't your question, but the result is if you assume that it's going to cost even the same as a traditional nuclear reactor that we have today, because you've eliminated your fuel
We don't have
costs-
reactors now
In New Zealand, we don't.
because we can't afford them.
Exactly. We can't afford big ones. Here's the thing about the thorium reactor is, again, because you use liquid fuel and the super efficient coolant, you can make a reactor core that's about 1 metre wide, and you can put it on the back of a truck. And it's been hypothesized, and they're working toward it now, to build reactors of about 20 megawatt capacity, which is on the correct scale for us in New Zealand to use.